Welcome to another update of SpellerShip. This one is all about open questions and spell questions. Two new types of questions that were added. So briefly what those are, spell questions are a question where the question is just spell blank and the answer is the blank. And then there's open questions on the other end of the spectrum cognitively, which is a question that doesn't have a correct answer. It's up to the speller to answer it however they want to. And it's the bridge toward full open communication, away from, between known questions and full communication. So I'll show you what those look like. First, I'll show you where those are. And if you look at motor level, which is, should probably just rename that to level. But anyways, these are going to be, the spell questions are going to be on the earlier planets. And here's a little help tip. If you click this little question mark, you can see this. Mercury, Venus, and Mars now have spell questions, and they don't have regular questions. It's just spell questions. Earth does not have spell questions. It has regular questions. So if you want 4 to 5 letters but no spells, then go to Earth. And then the open questions are down here. Neptune is where they start. And those are going to be on Neptune. There'll be questions that are prompting for like a shorter response, like 1 or 2 words. Whereas Pluto, it's going to ask broader questions that are going to encourage more of a response, more maybe a sentence even. Okay, so let's go to Mars. And I just made this lesson about the moon. And Pluto and Neptune. I've been playing around with these too. All the old topics, I should say, do not have these at all. So anything you generate today or after will have the new types of questions. And the public topics, I'll be slowly regenerating those over time. So those will get also these new types. Let's jump into the moon. I have yet to see this topic. I just made it.
The moon is a big, round object O, B, J, E, C, T in the sky that we can see at night. Okay. Spell object.
Okay, so I skipped the rest of that passage. First of all, I've got to say that this is for age 10. This was made for age 10. So it's trying to pick words from the passage that are not going to be in the normal questions, because I'll probably at one point have some kind of hybrid version. And also it's trying to pick words that are an appropriate challenge for the age. Object, okay, probably a little too easy for a 10-year-old, but yeah, it's not perfect. That's something I want to work on for sure. But let's go ahead and spell object.
O, B, J, E, C, T, object.
Object. There you go. Yeah, so that'll show up as the question being spell object right here and the accuracy. Yeah, pretty straightforward. Let's jump over to now the open questions. We'll start with Neptune and we'll go to the moon.
The moon is a big, round object in the sky that we can see at night. It is Earth. What word would you use to describe how the moon looks at night?
Again, I skipped the rest of the passage. Yeah, what word? So here it's asking for one word, right? And I'll say
L,
luminous.
U, M,
I'm going to misspell it a little bit.
U, S, S, E.
Well, let's take the E off. Okay, so a couple of new things. One is we have now a backspace key. So I can correct any mistakes if I want to.
S,
T. And then we also have the enter key. So when you're done typing, your speller can hit this, and you have to hit it twice because there's a confirm button. If you hit another button, then the confirm needs to happen again. So there, I hit it twice. Now it's sending off to
Luminous
AI.
2. That word captures how the moon seems to glow with reflected sunlight.
Okay. So as you saw there, the AI corrected that as best it could, or interpreted it. And it's also considering the context of the question. That's the paragraph, the question, and the answer. And then it comes up with something to say about that response. It's supposed to be kind of conversational, just to kind of give a little more feedback to the answer. Let's try another one.
If you could name the moon something else, what would it be?
I would name it
T
That's No
H
Moon.
A T S N
I'm
O
going to misspell
M
moon just for fun.
O O
See how that goes.
N U N.
Okay.
That's no moon. I can see how the moon might remind you of something else in popular culture.
Nice. Nice. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, these will show up. Whatever you type in, they'll show up here on the Topic Explorer. That's the corrected version, obviously. But it also shows you what you typed. And the accuracy is based on the difference of those two things. So let's go to Pluto. And we'll resume.
The moon has different shapes as it moves around Earth. And if you could draw a picture of the moon's phases, what would you add to make it special?
Yeah, so this is meant to be a little more broad. You could just put one word if you want. It's allowed. But you could type as many as 200 characters is the max. The more characters, the longer it takes, and obviously it's, yeah. Anyway, 200 is the max. So let's add a tree.
T-R-E
Trees
E
and
S-A-N-D-A-S-T-R
with salamanders.
A-M-W-I-T-H-S-A
Okay, so
L-A-M-A-N-D
I type faster than she speaks.
S, trees and a stream with salamanders. That would create a lovely natural setting around the moon's phases.
All right. Yeah. So that's that. Now, yeah, feel free to play around with this. I hope you guys enjoy it. I'd love to hear some feedback as to, like, well, first of all, do you even want to hear what the AI has to say about your answer? Does your speller want to hear that? I'm curious. I'm very curious to hear feedback on that. I also should say that I don't recommend Neptune and Pluto for spellers who are still struggling with the normal questions. I would encourage you to just hold off on that if you're still kind of on the basic questions. But yeah, that being said, do what you want. This is obviously all experimental anyways. So yeah, hope you enjoy that, and let me know if you have any feedback on any of that. Thanks.